I'm Dr. Ferris Corbett, alongside my colleague, Dr. Deidra Willis, and we want to thank you for joining us today. We don't take it lightly that you've chosen to spend this time with us. Here at Health Talk, our goal is simple: to provide you with clear, trustworthy, and practical health information so that you can make informed decisions about your life, your wellness, and the well being of those you love. From public health to mental health, from prevention to healing, we believe knowledge is power, but wisdom is action. And together, we'll explore both. So, settle in, open your mind and heart, and let's take this journey toward health, hope, and wholeness together.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. We are so grateful and thankful that you are here with us on tonight for another episode. Again, remember, for the entire remainder of the month of August, we will be coming live each night beginning at 8 o'clock p.m., and we will be presenting to you various health information. And we are super excited to have our executive vice president and co-founder of He Cares Training and Education Center LLC joining us on tonight. We are super excited. Thank you, Dr. Willis, for
Praise
joining.
God.
Thank you for joining us tonight. You want to just say a little something before we actually get started into the podcast? All right. Look like we're having some issues here. Bear with us here for a moment, please. I don't know what just happened. Look like we lost Dr. Willis. So give me a minute. Let's get her back on screen like we just lost her. Unsure what just happened. Y'all bear with us. We're trying to get Dr. Willis back on screen. We're not sure what just happened. It looks like we are back on.
I am here.
Okay, for some reason we're not showing on screen. Let me see what's going on here.
I rebuke you, devil.
All right, we've got you back. We do apologize for that. We're not sure what just happened, but we're back. We do apologize for the little interruption at that time. All right, so Dr. Willis, you want to try it again? You want to introduce yourself and say something to our listening audience at this time?
It is a pleasure to be here tonight. Um, I am one of those, I'm the co founder of Health Talks, but I kind of work behind the scenes a good bit. And it's just a pleasure to be on tonight.
And we
I
are
had to
glad
I
to
had to
have.
go in quick prayer just now when we lost connection. I was like, oh no, devil,
Yes,
we are here. We are
eh,
here, and I'm excited. I'm excited to
yes.
talk um about our topic for this evening. So
Thank
Ready?
you. I am ready, and thank you so much for that, Dr. Willis. All right. So, good evening, friends and family, and welcome to another episode of Health Talk. I'm Dr. Corbett, joined by my colleague and partner in health, Dr. Willis. Tonight is August the 19th, and we have got some news that could change or save lives. Now,
Mm-hmm.
scientists have unveiled a breakthrough. It's a simple blood test powered by machine learning that can detect ovarian cancer in its earliest stage with
Mm-hmm.
remarkable accuracy. Now, for years, early detection has been one of the biggest challenges in women's health.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight, we're going to explore how this particular new tool, uh, what it could mean for, and what questions we still need to ask. But
Right.
before we let us begin with tonight's Did You Know fact. Did you know that only 20% of ovarian cancers are currently detected at an early stage? That's a real low number.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, when it is found in its early stage, the 5 year survival rate jumps to over 90%. So that is why this new innovation or new innovations as a whole, particularly like the blood test that we're going to talk about tonight, is such a game changer. And this information comes from the American Cancer Society as of this year. Now, Dr. Willis, you want to
Mm-hmm.
plug something in at
I,
this point?
yeah, you know, up until this point, the main things that are take place with ovarian cancer, um, well, in most instances, like you said before, individuals at stage 3 or 4, once they're primarily diagnosed, um, and it's usually by because they've developed symptoms like abnormal vaginal bleeding, or they go in for painful intercourse, or just different abdominal pain.
Yeah.
So in many instances, it doesn't have the female has no um, idea that that would be associated with what the diagnosis is in most instances. And when the diagnosis is made, it's really um, well, advances have taken place, and so I don't want to say it's very little that can be done, but
Right.
I'm just
Right.
excited to
Yes.
know that there are new and innovative treatments available, and that's why we're here to help people become more
Yes.
knowledgeable as to what options are available for them.
Yes. And thank you, Dr. Willis. And you as always, even preluded to some of the information that we have here, and we appreciate that. And that just shows you how we as a team work good together to make sure that we're getting the appropriate information and up to date information out to everyone so that they can make these informed decisions. All right, now, ovarian cancer is often called the silent killer, and we also know the other silent killer, which is hypertension. Now, ovarian cancer is called the silent killer not because it is something that's rare, but because it is usually diagnosed late. And Dr. Willis led into some of the things we were going to mention here. Some of those symptoms, such as bloating, abdominal discomfort, or fatigue can be very vague, and they're often mistaken for things such as digestive issues or even stress. And like Dr. Willis say, by the time many of these women receive a diagnosis, the cancer has already advanced to stage 3 or either stage 4, which in turn makes treating it far more difficult, and that the survival rate is much lower. And this is why this new test is drawing worldwide attention. Now, this test was developed by a biotech AOA diagnostic. And this test, it uses blood tests to use machine learning algorithm to identify unique biomarkers, essentially biological fingerprints of ovarian cancer cell. Okay? Now, here is what is groundbreaking. This particular test achieved 92% accuracy overall in detecting ovarian cancer. That is a very exceptional and phenomenal accuracy rate. Wouldn't you agree, Dr. Willis?
Oh yes, because until recently, well, until this is groundbreaking
This is
because
groundbreaking.
in most instances we would use a blood test called a CA-125 to help detect ovarian cancer, and also if that number is that lab result is elevated, is an indicator that there is presence of
Right,
ovarian cancer um, in the blood.
right.
That protein is there. So I mean, this is groundbreaking
Yes, it is.
because you can test for the disease
Mhm.
prior to even, especially for our females who are high risk, who
Right,
may have a family history
right.
um,
Mhm.
of ovarian cancer in a
Yes,
first line relative, uh, or another prominent cancer, breast cancer.
mhm.
Um, a patient may be a candidate to have this
Yes,
screening as well. So it's just groundbreaking.
it is. It is groundbreaking. 92% accuracy in detecting ovarian cancer. Now, here is also what is even more so impressive about this test. It identifies stage 1 and stage 2 cancer in 88% of the time. In other cases, 88% of the time it detected stage 1 and stage 2. Isn't it? That is remarkable.
More remarkable.
Yes. Now, for context purpose, there is currently Dr. Willis did mention a specific blood test that is done, but there is currently no widely approved screening
No
for
screening.
ovarian cancer. That's a different. This is a screening test, so there is
Right.
no widely approved screening test for ovarian cancer.
And to clarify myself, for full disclosure,
Mhm.
this test that I mentioned is can often sometimes give false positive high
Correct.
results.
Correct.
So just being fully transparent, it just helps guide healthcare providers into doing other diagnostic tests.
Correct.
So if that result is elevated, then they may order CT scans or MRI or PET scan or do endometrial biopsy. just different, a host of different things,
Right.
which may um, follow up if that lab result is abnormal.
Gotcha. And so, Dr. Willis, if I'm understanding and hearing this correctly, that particular tape, um, 9 times out of 10, the person already has, you know, have cancer that is already starting to advance. Is that correct?
It's highly more likely
Okay. So with this,
because there's still a chance that it could be a false positive, if
gotcha.
that makes sense.
It makes sense. So
It's it grabs the provider's attention. I need to dig a little deeper.
right. So that's and the reason I said that because I want the audience to understand that this new blood test that they got is a screening tool,
Hmm.
yes, or screening to
Right.
capture. It's something like when we check for breast cancer, we do mammograms. That's a screening.
Right. It's a screening.
Colonoscopy are done for colon cancer. That's a screening.
It's a screening.
So this particular blood test is equivalent to those tests. It is a screening test. Okay.
Correct.
And with this particular test, this could fill a major gap in our women's health,
Hmm.
and it could be a missing piece.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, here's why this matters. This test could completely change the landscape of ovarian cancer care.
Hmm.
Treatment becomes more effective,
Hmm.
and women's health, which often is under research to begin with, it takes a huge step forward because detecting disease early means you can start treatment early.
Correct.
The survival rate skyrockets,
Hmm.
and family now will have some kind of hope where there was once an uncertainty.
Correct.
But now, with this new test, it also raises some questions. And these
Hmm.
questions include things such as how soon will this test be available to the public? How much will it cost? Will insurance cover it?
Hmm.
Will it be accessible to women in undeserved communities?
Hmm.
And how will it perform across diverse populations? Now, these particular answers, they're still unfolding, but experts do emphasize that while the test is promising, it still has to go through larger clinical trials before it becomes part of routine screening and before these questions can be accurately answered.
Right.
Okay.
And that's what's so important about participating in clinical trials.
Yes.
Um, it is critical that we participate and have a large cohort of um, persons or participants within the trial because it yields more data so
Exactly.
we can make so so researchers can get the best knowledge gained from the study that they can.
Ex- exactly. And that's why we say because as far as women health, it is, as we said, it is often under research.
Correct.
And as you mentioned, Dr. Willis, the significance of doing these clinical trials.
Hmm.
And and in doing these clinical trials, as you're also mentioning, it's important to make sure we have a good um, sample of the population.
A
Me,
diverse one.
that's exactly right. Meaning more um, inclusive
More
population.
inclusive, exactly.
Yes. All right. So what do we do in the meantime until this test, becomes approved and is on the market? So what can we do, or what can individuals do and their loved one do at this current time? One thing they can do is know the symptoms: persistent bloating, pelvic or abdominal pain, difficult eating, or frequent urination. Don't just ignore these symptoms.
Mhm.
Also, as Dr. Willis mentioned earlier, ask about your family history. Look at things like genetic factors such as the BRCA1 and BRCA2 mutation. Uh,
Correct.
these particular factors increase your risk.
And
Now,
now more insurance companies are covering genetic testing
yes,
because
they are.
it's so critical
It that
to one's health. So know your family history. I have
yes,
someone that comes into my office every day um, that doesn't know their family history, and
yes,
and and you understand when the dynamics, if a person is adopted or possibly lost a parent at an early
right,
age,
right,
but if you've grown up in the home with your parents or grandparents, talk to them. It's so critical to your
yes,
own health that you communicate about
right,
certain things with your family.
right. And that's the reason why when you go to your primary care providers and what have you, that's why they want to take that family history so
Mm-hmm.
that it gives them kind of a heads up of what things or what type of illness that they may need to be looking for, and what
Mm-hmm.
specific tests they need to run and things of that nature. Now, before we move on, I got a couple of more of those things that we can do now, but I wanted to show a little bar graph regarding that BRCA1 and BRCA2, and I hope I can pull it up here. I think this is it. And let's see here. Now, in this graph, what I want to say about this particular graph is that if you see that where it says the general population, now with the general population, 12% breast cancer and 1% ovarian cancer um, for the general population. That's the percentage or the risk. Now, when you have that BRCA1 mutation, or if you have that BRCA2 mutation, your risk increase. For breast cancer, increased to 55%, and for ovarian cancer, 31%. BRCA2, it goes from 45% for breast cancer to 17% for ovarian cancer. So, as you can see, when you have those markers, those particular marker, your chance of breast cancer or ovarian cancer increases as opposed to the general population that does
Correct.
not have those particular markers. Am I correct, Dr. Willis? Hit me on that.
You're correct. You're correct.
All right. All right. So, what are some other things we can do about know your family history, know the symptom, also ask self
Mm-hmm.
if something feels off or if symptoms do not go away, don't ignore them. Don't hesitate to push for testing or ask for a second opinion. You know, sometimes, and Dr. Willis, no offense, sometimes providers may kind of get a little attitude when you say you want a second opinion, but there is nothing wrong with getting that second opinion. Okay.
Right.
And in some,
Um,
yes,
I think it's also important too to know, should you use your resources, use credible sources to uh,
exactly.
look look up information. We welcome that. I
Right.
can't say we. I welcome that.
Right.
If I know you've used credible sources like the Cleveland Clinic,
Mhm.
the Mayo Clinic, these are credible sources. The CDC,
Correct.
um, these are credible. The American Cancer uh, Society,
Side. Yes.
those are credible sources.
Right.
Um, for specifically because we're talking about ovarian cancer,
Mhm.
you have to know your body. If a
Correct.
woman is 60 years old and having vaginal bleeding, that is abnormal.
It's abnormal. Yes. Yes.
That is not normal.
Mhm.
So you have to know what period of life you are in, and if something is occurring and or you're having these symptoms, it
Yes.
could be not normal. And it's okay. Have a healthcare provider that you are okay and feel comfortable speaking with about what is going on with your
Exactly.
body.
Exactly. That's it. Just like you just know, you advocate for yourself. You have to advocate. And she went into the fourth thing that I was going to talk about, staying informed. You know, even with this, while this test may not be, widely available yet, but knowing that, it's on the horizon, it should empower us, or should empower you to keep a lookout for this information, to become aware that when and if this testing becomes available. Because the more you know, and the more you
Mhm.
advocate for yourself and for your loved one. So it's very important. Very, very important.
One other thing
Mhm.
I wanted to highlight, there's no guaranteed way to prevent ovarian cancer.
Right.
But there are several ways that can lower the risk.
Yes.
And some of these include having children,
Mhm.
um, and breastfeeding those children, um, having procedures like a tubal ligation or hysterectomy, also
Yes.
maintaining a healthy weight and being physically active, and also a healthy diet. So those are just some things. I don't want anyone to go away and say, well, I don't have any children. This is going to happen to me.
Right.
We're not saying that.
Right. We're not saying
But
that. Yes.
there are ways, um, that we can uh, lower the risk
Yes.
for
And
ourselves.
and Dr. Willis, correct me if I'm wrong. Um, Women's as well as men in their younger years make sure they get vaccinated with the HPV vaccine.
Right.
That
To help prevent
to help
cervical
prevent.
cancer.
Yes. Okay.
And one thing that, so you can get vaccinated for HPV, even though most persons have been exposed to HPV prior, um, to the max age. But
Right.
in some rare instances, you can be vaccinated up to age 45.
Yes.
So,
That is correct.
but in most instances, people have been exposed, um, And that's why you begin to get vaccinated around your early teen
Teens, exactly.
stage years. That's
Yes,
the prime time to get vaccinated prior to any type of sexual activity.
activity. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you,
Mhm,
Dr. Willis.
mhm,
All right.
mhm.
So tonight we have presented unto you um, our episode for tonight. And we talked about early detection, early hope, the ovarian cancer breakthrough. We talked about the new test that is currently being tested, and hopefully it will soon be approved and available to everyone. And just to let you know that tonight's episode of Health Talk is being brought to you by He Cares Training and Education Center LLC, where education meets empowerment. At He Cares, we provide continuing education courses for healthcare professional. We do consulting services for organization, and we also do wellness coaching for individuals who want to live with purpose and wholeness. Our mission at He Cares is very simple: three services, one purpose, and that is you. Now, if you would like to learn more about our continuing education hours or trauma informed workshop or personalized coaching sessions, excuse me, please make sure you go and visit us on our website. We do have a section there that you can set up a discovery consult. So the website is on the screen. I will put that back up there again. It's in the chat. So you can also click on the hyperlink there and it will take you to our website. Or you can give us a call. That number is on the screen as well. Uh, you can just give us a call. And if we do not answer at the time, you can leave us a message. But the best way to get a hold or get in touch with us is through the website where we have the discovery appointment scheduling there. All right, now before we close, we're gonna do a little what what is it? A and P, A audience participation. So we have a question, and this first question is: if a simple blood test for ovarian cancer became available tomorrow, would you or your loved one take it, even if insurance didn't cover it? Something to think about. You can leave the information in the chat for us, or you can go to our website and leave us information there on the website, your opinion regarding that question. Uh, Dr. Willis, uh, do you think that what are your thoughts on that particular
I would
question?
be I would be running to get to my provider and
Exact.
have this test
Okay.
completed.
Yes. Our second question is: do you believe breakthroughs like this should be fast tracked for approval, or do you think we should wait for long term studies before making them widely available? Again, you can leave us a response in the chat area or go and leave a response on our website. And that question again is: do you believe breakthroughs like this should be fast tracked for approval, or do you think we should wait for long term studies before making them widely available?
What do you
Me,
think, Dr. Corey?
I personally think that we should wait. I personally
Mm-hmm.
think that we should wait uh, because, my personal opinion, because we don't have enough evidence or enough. And I know that a lot of these tests are extensively done, tested for side effects, things of that nature, effectiveness. I get it, But in instance such as this, with this particular testing, I feel that it should not be rushed, as with any other testing.
Mhm.
It shouldn't be rushed. It should
Mhm.
be thoroughly investigated, thoroughly tested before it is actually put on market. Uh,
Mhm.
give you a perfect example, given with the COVID vaccine. You know, even though it was given emergency use authorization,
Mhm.
E- EUA, um, I myself waited until it was actually FDA approved before I
Mhm.
actually took the vaccine. So
Mhm.
I do believe in
Mhm.
waiting until enough testing is done. All
Mhm.
right, last and final question. How can families and communities better support women in recognizing and acting on early symptoms of ovarian cancer? We was talking about it earlier, the abdominal pain, the bloating, the frequent urination. We kind of sometimes brush those things off, but they
Mhm.
could be indication of, ovarian cancer, along with some other things, but being that we're talking about ovarian cancer. So, how can we get uh, families and communities to better support women in recognizing and acting earlier on these symptoms of ovarian cancers? And
Well,
one of the ways,
I
what
was
we're
gonna say
doing right now.
right now.
Yes,
I was gonna say the same thing. What we're doing right now, just having a
yes,
conversation,
yes, and
just bringing light to the issue,
correct. Giving evidence based information
evidence based
and
information.
as you say, going to those reliable sources and getting accurate, expert, evidence-based research, peer review uh, data, and being able to make that informed decision based on this information, and just not, arbitrarily just haphazardly go
You know,
along.
I think a lot of it too. We have to have communications about what is normal and be free to talk
Yes,
about what is normal, so
yes,
people aren't afraid to talk
correct.
about these things, what is happening. Um, I don't know if you read the story with Venus Williams, Serena's sister,
Oh,
and she was suffering for years
mhm.
with fibroids, uterine fibroids.
Right,
So I know that's another issue, but still within women's health. So that's why I was bringing
right,
light to that. She
right,
suffered from years and never talked about um, openly what was happening, and she was even shunned by her healthcare providers for years. Her symptoms.
mhm.
So it's critical that we talk about these things.
It's very critical. I totally agree. And going back to the beginning, we was talking about family history. A lot of times, a lot of things, a lot of illness that occurred in families, no one talked about it. It was like
Mhm.
hush hush secret like thing. And a lot of time the old expression, what happens and goes on in this house stays in this house. So
Mhm.
breaking that stigma, breaking that taboo,
Mhm.
and talking about it, because knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
All right. So again, with those questions we asked you, we would love to hear your thoughts. Share with us on our website, or send us a message. Your voice matter, and Dr. Willis and I would love to hear your thoughts on these things, and we will respond back to you. May take us a minute, but we will respond back to you. All right. This breakthrough test reminds us of the and innovation, but it also reminds us of the importance, as Dr. Willis has said earlier, the importance of listening to our bodies and advocating for our health. All right. Now, tomorrow night, we are shifting focus to something that is trending all over social media, and it's called fibermaxing. It's a TikTok inspired nutritional trend that is actually catching the attention of health experts. All right. So you want to join us tomorrow night? Tell somebody. Make sure they join us tomorrow night because this is an episode that you really want to tune in. Fiber maxing is a TikTok inspired nutrition trend that health experts are now starting to pay attention to. So tomorrow night, what we're going to do, we're going to break it down. What's the hype about this particular nutritional trend? We're also going to talk about what is helpful and what to watch out for. All right. Again, we appreciate you all so much for taking your time to join us here on Health Talk. Health Talk is a part of He Cares Training and Education Center, where yours truly is the founder, and Dr. Willis is our co founder. We are super excited and glad that you have joined us tonight. Dr. Willis, any final words that you would like to say before we actually end this podcast?
It has been it's always a blessing to talk with you, Dr. Corbin.
Likewise.
Just a joy. That's my brother in Christ, my brother
Yes.
from another mother.
Yes.
So
Yes.
but our goal, we share like minded in our goals, that we believe God's word, that he
Yes.
promised us life and life more abundantly. So
Yes.
we we count it not robbery for you to be here with us tonight.
Yes. We appreciate we couldn't do it without you. So
Exactly.
we appreciate you. All right. Listen, if you're not following us on our Health Talk Facebook page, please head over to Facebook and follow us on our Health Talk Facebook page. Also, if you're not subscribed to our Health Talk YouTube channel, please head over there and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, share, help us out. We appreciate you. Your comments, we appreciate it. Any thoughts, any ideas, or if there's a specific topic that you would like for us to discuss here on Health Talk, go ahead and head over to our website and go ahead and leave us that information of what topic that you would like for us to present to you here on Health Talk. All right. Again, we appreciate you to the highest for joining us here on Health Talk. We hope that you have found tonight's episode to be helpful and that you would share this information, share this live stream with somebody. And if you catch us on replay, go ahead and leave us a comment. Go ahead and answer those questions, provide your thoughts on those questions, and we appreciate it. Again, we just can't do it without you. All right. So until tomorrow night, make sure you tell somebody about tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. We're going to be talking about fibromaxing, a very, very, very interesting subject, topic. You don't want to miss it. All right. Until then, I'm Dr. Corbett, along with Dr. Willis, reminding you knowledge is and early action saves lives. Stay informed, stay encouraged, and stay well. God bless you, and Lord's will, we will see you all tomorrow night. God bless.